Hello everyone, welcome to Chemistry Academy. This is revision series for JEE Mains. So in this series we are discussing past year questions asked in JEE Mains exam, and we are discussing questions of mole concept. In the last class we have discussed that how significant figures are important for us, and we have done a question based on significant figure. In today's class, in episode 2, we are going to discuss about Dumas method, and we should know that Dumas method and Geldal method is very important in each and every shift of JEE mains. There is a question from either Dumas method or Geldal method. So before starting episode 2 of PYQS of JEE mains, I will request you to please like and subscribe our channel. तो आइए शुरू करते हैं एपिसोड 2. सो this is question number 5 because in first episode we have already discussed up to question number 4. So this is question number 5. In Dumas method of estimation of nitrogen, 0.1840 gram of an organic compound gave 30 ml of nitrogen collected at 287 Kelvin and 758 mm of mercury pressure. The percentage composition of nitrogen in the compound is, round off to the nearest integer, given aqueous tension at 287 Kelvin is 14 mm of mercury. So we know that in Dumas method we collect nitrogen gas coming from organic compound over water. So the total vapor pressure over water is vapor pressure of water plus pressure of nitrogen gas, which is given in the question. So from here, if I write that what is the pressure of nitrogen gas, pressure of nitrogen gas is equal to the total pressure, which is given 758 mm of mercury minus aqueous tension. The value of aqueous tension is given as 14 mm. So if we simplify, we are getting that this is equal to 744 mm of mercury. From here, if I calculate that, what is the pressure of nitrogen gas in atm, pressure of nitrogen gas in atm is equal to 744 mm of mercury divided by 760. So this is the pressure of nitrogen gas in atm. The volume of nitrogen gas is given in ml. We can convert this volume. 30 ml means 30 into 10 to the power minus 3 liter. And by using ideal gas equation, we can calculate that what is the number of moles of nitrogen gas that is liberated from the compound. So the number of moles of nitrogen gas is equal to pressure of nitrogen gas into volume of nitrogen gas upon R into T. So when we are putting the pressure of nitrogen gas in atm, which is 744 divided by 760, and the volume in liter, which is equal to 30 into 10 to the power minus 3. If we divide this whole thing by R, we have to put the value of R as 0.0821, and the temperature is given, that is equal to 287 Kelvin. So from here we can calculate what is the number of moles. If we use calculator, we are getting this value is 1.247 into 10 to the power minus 3 moles. And if we know the number of moles of nitrogen gas, we can calculate what is the mass of nitrogen gas. So the mass of nitrogen gas is equal to number of moles into molar mass. Molar mass of nitrogen is 28. So 28 into number of moles, that is 1.247 into 10 to the power minus 3. We have to calculate what is the mass percent. So from here we can write that mass percent of nitrogen in organic compound is equal to the mass of nitrogen, which is 28 into 1.247 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by mass of organic compound, we can write that the mass of organic compound is 184 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 100. And if we simplify this, we are getting exactly this value is equal to 18.97, and we have to write up to nearest integer. So from here we are getting that this answer will be 19, and NTA has given 19 as answer, but in exam if we try to solve this question, we have to take some approximation, right? While doing calculation, some approximation is required. So let us try to solve this question. When a student will try in exam, right, he don't have that calculator so that he can do the exact calculation, and the calculation, if we want to do it exactly, it is not an easy calculation. So let us try to solve this problem as a student in exam. So from here we can write that the number of moles of nitrogen is equal to pressure is 744 divided by 760 into volume in liter is 30 into 10 to the power minus 3 upon R. We are using this approximate value of R because when we are writing 1 upon R, this R is 0.0821. So if I simplify this, the exact value of 1 upon R is 12.18. But in many questions while solving, we have taken that the value of R is approximately 1 by 12. We are using this data, right? R is approximately 1 by 12. So if I take this R as 1 by 12, I can write that PV upon RT, the value of R is 1 by 12 and the temperature given is 287. So this is the number of moles. Now from here, if I calculate that what is the mass percent of nitrogen in organic compound, mass percent of nitrogen in organic compound is equal to the mass of nitrogen. So mass of nitrogen is number of moles of nitrogen, that is 744 divided by 760 into 30 into 10 to the power minus 3. This 12 will go in numerator divided by 287. This is the number of moles. If I multiply it by molar mass, this is the mass of nitrogen. And the mass of organic compound is 184 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 100. So let us try to solve this question by approximation method. So now 10 to the power minus 3 and 10 to the power minus 3 will cancel out. 12 into 2 is 24. This will be 47. So I can take an approximation. I can say that this is 24 and 47 and 48. The difference is very small. 12 4 times is 48. So it is approximately 24. Or we can divide 44 and 24 by 8 because this will be 10 and this will become 8, right? So 744 by 8. So this will go 9 times, 72 and then 24, 93. So again we can take an approximation. If I multiply 93 by 2, it is 186 and this is 184. So I can take this approximation. I can write here 2. So this is already cancelled out. So now we can say that this value is equal to 1400 divided by 76 because this 10 and this 0 will also cancel out. So this value is coming. और इसको अगर हम simplify करेंगे then this value is coming 18 point something. Some value will come, right? So if you do by approximation method in exam, it's very difficult to get the exact answer, but NTA don't have given the range for this question. This is very unfortunate because if a student is trying to solve the question, so the best way is that you should take some approximation. If you have to do this question, there is no other choice, then you have to take the approximation so that a time will be well balanced. You should not lose a lot of time while solving this question, right? And that is the best strategy to solve such type of question in exam, right? In many questions the range will be there, so if you solve it approximately, you are getting 18 point something, right? So if the range is given for this question 18 to 19 or 18 to 20, that will be the best. But in NTA, unfortunately the answer was 19, which cannot be calculated without using calculator, or it will take a lot of time if you try to solve exactly, right? So let us move to the next question. The next question is question number 6. Let me read the question first. The number of chlorine atoms in 20 ml of chlorine gas at STP is dash into 10 to the power 21. Round off to the nearest integer. Assume chlorine is an ideal gas at STP. The value of R they have given, that is 0.083 liter bar per mole per Kelvin. So here the first thing is they have not mentioned about the STP condition. So if they are not mentioning about the STP condition, then we should take the new or we should take the old, because in NCERT at many places in NCERT में ही कहा जा रहा है कि हम ओल्ड कन्वेंशन को भी फॉलो करते हैं, तो बहुत जगह ओल्ड कन्वेंशन को फॉलो किया जाता है, राइट? सो अब जो है, अगर यहाँ पे स्पष्ट नहीं है कि वी हैव टू फॉलो ओल्ड और न्यू, वी कैन यूज एनी वन, बिकॉज इस पर्टिकुलर केस में देर इज नो चेंज इन आंसर. आइदर यू फॉलो द ओल्ड कन्वेंशन और यू फॉलो द न्यू कन्वेंशन. ओल्ड कन्वेंशन के हिसाब से अगर हम एसटीपी की बात करें, so the pressure is equal to 1 atm and the temperature is equal to 273 Kelvin, and we know that under this condition if we calculate the volume of 1 mole of an ideal gas, then the molar volume is equal to 22400 ml. New STP condition में the pressure is equal to 1 bar, the temperature is 273 Kelvin and molar volume is equal to 22700 ml, right? So either you can use this or this, the answer is not going to change. So here I am using this new convention. So if I calculate that, what is the number of moles? Number of moles is equal to the volume given in ml. So 20 ml of chlorine gas is given. So 20 divided by 22700. So this is the number of moles. From here we can calculate that what is the number of chlorine atoms. So number of chlorine atoms is equal to number of moles of chlorine, that is 2 divided by 2270 into Avogadro number. The value of Avogadro number is given 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. In one molecule of chlorine there are 2 atoms of chlorine, so we should multiply here by 2. So now if I simplify this, I can write that this value is equal to, this will cancel out and we can write that this is equal to 4 into 60.23 divided by, if this 0 is cancelled with this one, there is 10 to the power 21, right? Because we have to write here 10 to the power 21. So if I put 10 to the power 21, 1 0 is cancelled out here, and here if I multiply this by 10, it is 60.23. So 4 into 60.23 into 10 to the power 21 divided by 227. तो इसको अगर हम सिंप्लीफाई करते हैं, we can write that 4 into 3 is 12 and 4 into 2 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9, and this will be 420. 420.92 divided by 227 into 10 to the power 21. So if I solve this, I'm getting this value 1.06. So without solving exactly, we have to find the answer up to the nearest integer, right? So from here we are getting that the answer should be 1. So if you solve the same problem by using 1 atm and 273 Kelvin, the answer is not going to change, right? So either you solve this problem by old method or old STP condition or new STP condition, your answer remains same. But in the question, in order to clarify the question, they should mention that they are taking the old STP condition or new STP condition. Question number 7. Let us read the question. Complete combustion of 3 gram of ethane gives x into 10 to the power 22 molecules of water. The value of x is, round off to the nearest integer. Avogadro number is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. The atomic masses in atomic mass unit is, for carbon it is 12, for oxygen it is 16, for hydrogen it is 1. So we know that the formula of ethane is C2H6, and when we are doing combustion, all the carbon here is converted into carbon dioxide. So we can calculate that what is the number of moles of ethane. The molar mass of ethane is 24 plus 6, that is 30, and the mass of ethane is given, 3 gram of ethane is there. So 3 divided by molar mass is equal to the number of moles. So the number of moles of ethane is 1 by 10. And by applying principle of atom conservation on carbon and hydrogen, since they have given the information about water molecule, right? They are asking that on complete combustion of 3 gram of ethane gives this number of molecules of water. So information is given about water. So we are applying principle of atom conservation on hydrogen atom. So by doing that, we can write that the number of moles of water molecule which are going to formed is equal to 3 times the number of moles of ethane, because in one molecule of ethane there are 6 hydrogen atom, and in one molecule of water there are 2 hydrogen atom. So we can write in this form, and from there we can write that the number of moles of water is 3 divided by 10. And from here we calculate what is the number of molecules. So number of molecules of water is equal to 3 divided by 10 into Avogadro number. The value of Avogadro number they have given 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. I have to write it as x into 10 to the power 22, right? So if I divide this 10 by this value, I can write that this is 3 into 6.023 into 10 to the power 22. If I multiply this, I can write that this is 9, this will be 6, this will be 0, and this will be 18. 18.069 into 10 to the power 22. So we have to write it as x, where x should be the nearest integer. So from here we can say that the answer for this should be 18. So it's a simple question based on principle of atom conservation. Let us solve the next problem. Problem number 8. 250 ml of 0.5 capital M NaOH was added to 500 ml of 1 molar HCl. The number of unreacted HCl molecules in the solution after complete reaction is dash into 10 to the power 21. We have to find the value of the fill in the blanks up to the nearest integer. The value of Avogadro number is given, that is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. So here when we are mixing two solutions, they are reacting, so we should write that reaction. Acid base reaction is there. So NaOH in aqueous medium is reacting with HCl in aqueous medium to form NaCl in aqueous state plus H2O in liquid state. We know that when acid and base will react, salt and water will form. And at time t is equal to 0, before mixing, we can write that what is the millimoles of NaOH. millimoles is molarity into volume in ml. So molarity is half and volume in ml is 250. So 250 into half is 125. So millimoles of NaOH is 125 and the millimoles of HCl is 500. So from here we got that NaOH is the limiting reagent. So when this reaction is going to complete, there is no NaOH in the solution. The amount of HCl left is equal to 500 minus 125, which is equal to 375 millimoles. And water is solvent, so we are not writing it is present in excess amount. The millimoles of NaCl formed is equal to 125. They are asking the number of unreacted HCl molecules. So we can write that the moles of HCl which is left unreacted is equal to 375 into 10 to the power minus 3. This is the number of moles, and we have to calculate what is the number of molecules which is left unreacted. So number of molecules is equal to number of moles into Avogadro number. So number of moles is 375 into 10 to the power minus 3. And Avogadro number is whatever the Avogadro number value is given, 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. So from here, if I simplify, I can write that this value is equal to 375 into 6.022 into 10 to the power 20. And we have to write it as 10 to the power 21. So we'll multiply this. Some of the student will get careless while doing this calculation, right? And here if you will be careless, you will get negative mark or you will not get any mark, right? So be careful when the calculation is easy also and you have to solve it exactly. The marks is for calculation because the question is very easy, right? So we do the calculation sincerely. तो अभी अगर हम 6.022 को 375 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं, वी शुड राइट हियर 5 into 2 is 10, 5 into 2 is 10, 10 plus 1 is 11, and this will be 30. Then multiplication of 6.022 by 7, so this is 14, this will be 15, and this will be 42. Then multiply 6.022 by 3, so this will be 6, 6, and this will be 0, and here it will be 18. So if I simplify this, this value is equal to 0, this will be 5, this will be 12, and this is 8. So if we simplify this value, we are getting this value is 225, right, 0.825. So some of the student who know the question very well, but they have not done this calculation properly, they have just multiplied 375 by 6, they will not get any marks because NTA has given, because we have to write up to the nearest integer. So the answer will be, because here if you see 225.850, बिकॉज यहाँ 3 है, मैंने यहाँ पे 4 लिखे हैं, तो यहाँ पे 10 से मल्टीप्लाई भी करूंगा, तो 10 का फैक्टर अगर मैंने यहाँ बाहर निकाला तो वो हो जाएगा 10 to the power 21. So this value is equal to 226 into 10 to the power 21. तो कई बच्चों ने इसका आंसर 225 लिखा था because they have not done the calculation at the last stage, right? Question was easy, they know the question but they become careless and they lose their marks. तो आपको ऐसे क्वेश्चंस में जहाँ पे आपसे पूछा जा रहा है कि नियरेस्ट इंटीजर लिखो, कैलकुलेशन है, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, यू शुड इन्वेस्ट द टाइम. 90% आपने क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व किया, लास्ट अटेम्प्ट में आपने अजम्पशन लिया और आपको मार्क्स नहीं मिलेंगे. सो बी केयरफुल, दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ जेईई मेंस एंड इन पास्ट मेनी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट हैज डन एरर. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच. मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड में, एपिसोड 3, जो कि अगेन मोल कॉन्सेप्ट पे होगा. और मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं कि हमारे वीडियो और चैनल को लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करें. बाय बाय, टेक केयर.